It's my life. Lazy. It's my life. I got dirty. It's my life.
Welcome back to Collect Them All or Die Trying. And yes, I'm going to do it again. I'm back with the pull list. Yes, I see a couple of things that's coming out within the next couple of months, at least from now until June. And there's a lot of stuff coming out. Too much to mention on one video, but I went and pulled a couple of things out that I think should go on my pull list, that I think should go on your pull list, that I'm excited for. And if you want to start a pull list and keep up on any of these comics, or if you already have a series that you want to keep up on and you're tired of going to your local comic shop, get them online from Coffee and a Comic. You can check him out on coffeeandacomic.com or follow him on Instagram, at Coffee and a Comic. And if you go and place an order, you can go ahead and put my special code, Collect Them All, and get 10% off your order. And I'm glad to have that so I can give it to you so you can get the best comics at the best price from a great shop. All right, let's get busy. Pull list time. And what do we have? First up is, and you know I have to do it because I'm a big fan, we have Clementine, book number 1, which is awesome. I'm a big Walking Dead fan, and we have a new graphic novel trilogy series coming out by Tillie Walden. I've never seen any of Tillie Walden's work, but I'm excited for Walking Dead because I'm a fan. If you are a fan of the Walking Dead television series or the Walking Dead comics or the Telltale game series that came out, then this is right up your alley. For those of you who don't know, Clementine is a character within the Walking Dead universe that is not in the television show or in the comic books. Clementine was clearly created for the Telltale game series on Xbox, on PlayStation, or whatever console that you have. And this is a story within the Walking Dead universe about Clementine and a multitude of other characters within the story. But Clementine is the main character, and how it goes, it's a game where the story unfolds on how you play and the decisions you make within the game. While you're playing the game, there's various decisions that you're going to have to make. Some easy, some very difficult. And how you make your decisions and how you play the game is how the story unfolds. That's usually how most Telltale games work. And this one was The Walking Dead, and it was awesome. It was a great series. I loved it. So if you're a fan of Walking Dead, if you're a fan of the Walking Dead series on TV, if you're a fan of the Telltale games or the comic, then yeah, Clementine, this graphic novel, this trilogy graphic novel by Tillie Walden is right up your alley. It's in the Robert Kirkman's world, Walking Dead universe. So yeah, this is right up your alley. It's going on my pull list. It should be on your pull list. I'm pretty sure, I'm also aware that there will be a free comic book day version coming out. So even if you don't want to get the comic or you're just interested or want to see what it's like, go to your local comic shop or wherever you go and get comics and see if you can get a free comic book day version of this just to read it out. It's a must. You have to. It's going on my pull list. Should be on your pull list. Go and check it out. And next is, I'm not stopping. There's going to be a lot of Image on here because between now and June, there's a lot of new premieres coming out for Image Comics. So, a lot of these are going to be from Image. And Image, if you don't know, Skybound X was a success in my eyes. I love the Rick Grimes 2000 series. I love the anthology of stories and extra stories that they had with each issue. I believe it was a 4 to 5 issue series that came out. Skybound X was really good. And Skybound is doing it again because Skybound Presents After School #1 is coming out. And this will also be out, I believe, early, maybe mid-June. And let me tell you, this is going to be about a girl who's starting a new school. And she's going to school and she suffers from anxiety and she doesn't know how she's going to fare in her new school. But she comes across a support dog. And this support dog comes with a killer secret. Yeah, and that pretty much sums it up. This is going to be an anthology of horror stories. So I don't think this is going to be the only story within the comic or the series, but that may or may not be, it may be one of them. So yeah, this is a 4-part series called After School #1 by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, who I believe Aaron Moorhead did Moon Knight. I'm not too sure, but you could correct me if I'm wrong or not. And yeah, so this is gonna be an anthology of horror stories. And the way I can describe it from the sneak peek that I saw within the previews was Ice Cream Man meets Archie. Yeah, you gotta put that together. Ice Cream Man meets Archie, if you want an idea of what this series is gonna be like. Yeah, so you're gonna get a lot of happy, cute puppy dog faces and nasty, bloody, dissected frogs. Yeah, that's exactly how this is gonna pan out. But it's gonna be a great series. I wasn't disappointed with Skybound X series. I don't think I'm gonna be disappointed with Skybound Presents After School #1. And go ahead and check it out. Put it on your pull list, going on my pull list. Next up is, all right, I don't know how to describe this because this is gonna be crazy. Now, Image is coming out with a new series called Do a Power Bomb #1. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but back in the day, my God, every time I say back in the day, it makes me feel so old. So back in the day, there was a wrestling show called Glow. I don't know if y'all ever knew about Glow, but yes, it was a women's wrestling. It was women's wrestling, and Glow stands for Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. Yes, it's a thing. If you're not aware, it's a thing. Glow Wrestling, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. And so the story pans out in Do a Powerbomb is there's this girl and she is desperately obsessed with wanting to be a professional wrestler. But she is sick and tired of living in the shadow of her mother, who is one of the most prestigious and best women wrestlers out there. And she's tired of living in her mom's shadow. And there's a point where I don't want to say wizard. That just sounds weird and corny. But there's a magician or a sorcerer or a necromancer comes to her, and he gives her an offer to be in one of the most prestigious wrestling tournaments in the world. And what better way for her to join this to surpass her mother and get out of her mother's shadow? Because if she could come out on top, then she would be the best and #1 woman pro wrestler in the world. But in the lines of this is not only the most prestigious wrestling tournament in the world, it is one of the most dangerous in the world. So yeah, I'm dying to check this out. If I could explain this in any other manner, you would have wrestling meets Dragon Ball Z and Mortal Kombat in one big melting pot. Now just think of that and just think of the craziness that you can see in this series. I believe this is a 7-part series coming out from the creators of Murder Falcon and Wonder Woman Dead Earth. Yeah, and man, like, if you think about, just think about Mortal Kombat with wrestling and and Dragon Ball Z. Just think about what you're gonna see in these pages and how it's gonna look and all the craziness and the outcomes that can happen. I mean, it's just gonna be a ball of fun. It's gonna be action packed. Who knows what you're gonna see in these comics? It's gonna be crazy. So yeah, this is going on my pull list. It should be on your pull list. Do a Powerbomb #1 from Image Comics. Say no more. Nonetheless, put it on your pull list. It's going on my pull list. Next up, we have, I'm gonna say it. Writer James Tynion is back. And he's back with artist Gavin Fullerton with a new series called The Closet #1. Now, how can I put this? This is a 3-part series. And if you're a fan of James Tynion and you like Nice House on the Lake, or you just like top tier horror in itself, then this is right up your alley. I mean, James Tynion's been doing his thing. He's been doing a lot of writing. He's been putting out a lot of work. And why stop now? And if you like his work, then sure, this should be on your pull list like anything else that you like, because that's what pull list is for. So we don't have to miss the things that we like or the comics that we like. So James Tynion, he's back with this new series called The Closet. And it's about a gentleman who moves across country to get away from his past. He moves with his family across country to get away from his past. But he finds out that it's not that easy to erase your past. And with that drama, there's also the fact that his son is seeing monsters in the closet. Yeah, so put that all together and it's going to be filled with drama and filled with horror. And it's great to see the story of the boy and seeing these monsters in the closet, whether they're real or a figment of his imagination, or if he's just going through some mental issues with what's going on with his family, how that story unfolds, I don't know, which is why we have to check the series out. And it's also good to know the origin of the story too. Like, why did he move cross country? What is he running from? What is his past that's going to catch up to him in the future? And how is this all going to play out and what's going on? What is this guy running from? Yeah, so this is a great story. James Tynion, he's back. And this is going on my pull list. Should be on your pull list. Go and check it out. The Closet, #1. And, man, Chip Zdarsky does it again. I mean, somebody, you know what? But at this time, just give this guy the award. Who cares? Just give him an award. Chip Zdarsky's back. And he's going to do a new series called Public Domain #1. Now, Public Domain #1 is written and illustrated by Chip Zdarsky. And this is a story about a creator. So he's a creator of one of the world's most pop culture heroes in pop culture. Yeah, so he's a creator of a comic called Public Domain, and it's hit heights and it's great. And this is about how the artists are acknowledged and compensated for their creations. And more or less, this doesn't sound like anything fictitious. This sounds like something of a reality show, if you ask me. This sounds like something very real. And this is right up my alley, and Chip Zdarsky's doing great. I think he's going in the right path with this story. And it's a story about this artist, and he has 2 sons, and these 2 sons disagree with the creation and the creator about this comic. And it sounds like there's a lot of daddy issues and family issues within this creation of this story. And it's great to see how this plays out. And man, this is something that's a little bit more of the real side, because this is right up. I can see Chip Zdarsky taking this even farther, right? And just doing a real reality television show with himself and his family, and portraying and showing you how it is to be an artist in the real world. I mean, Donny Cates kind of did something like that with Crossover. I didn't really read Crossover that much, only the first 2 issues. But, I mean, it's a little something sort of like that, but a little bit on the other side of it. And I can see Chip Zdarsky taking this a level up and just doing a reality show with himself on the discovery of being an artist in this world and how it is to be an artist, the ups, the downs, creating a character and the whole 9 yards. I mean, it's not an easy thing, and it's not something that can be taken lightly. It's not like it's for some people a dream job, but like every dream job comes difficulties and hardships. And I think this comic is going to break all that down for you. And I would totally sit down and see a reality show with Chip Zdarsky in it, giving you the rundown of what his life is like as an artist and a creator of comic book heroes and stories. Like, this is just crazy. Let me read something for you. So this is a comic about comics. Yeah, I mean, enough said. This is a comic about comics. And this comic explores an alternate world where comic book creators aren't properly acknowledged or compensated for their creations. I mean, Wow. Wow. I think there's a lot of people out there that should just read this just to read this, because this might be a series that holds a lot of weight to something that has a lot of facts to it, behind the scenes, if you say. And I think he's headed in the right direction. And I think this guy's due for another reward. So I'm putting this on my pull list. This should be on your pull list. I mean, it's Chip Zdarsky, right? There's some people that just love Chip Zdarsky alone. Like, they'll buy everything Chip Zdarsky. So yeah, this is right up your alley. And it's probably already on your pull list if you know about this. But if you don't know about it, now you know. Have you seen this? And pull. Yeah, this is going to be a great story. I recommend it. Put it on your pull list. Go and check it out. It's coming out about mid-June, late June. It's coming out in June. All right. Next up, we have, come on. Something's Killing the Children. Already dropped with their 21 issue, and it came out. It was a success. It had a billion kajillion covers. All of them good, So yeah, Something's Killing the Children will be out between now and June. Number 24 will be out. So you have 21, 22, 23, 24 will be out. So by this time, June, you have 3 issues of Something's Killing the Children that's coming out. So I love this series. So I'm going to continue collecting them. It's on my pull list. It should be on your pull list because it's just a hot series. And if you don't know about Something's Killing the Children, start reading it. Get a trade paperback if you can, because they have trade paperbacks out now, collector's editions and stuff like that. So yeah, go ahead and read the story. I really recommend it. And with that being said, House of Slaughter number 7 will be out in mid to late June. House of Slaughter is another series within the Something is Killing the Children universe that I'm staying up on. That's on my pull list. Should definitely be on your pull list. And the story of Edwin is unfolding, and it's time in this issue number 7 that he has to make a big decision after discovering this monster in the lake. And his big decision that's going to change his entire world is, should I sit back and wait for the Black Mass to get here and handle the situation themselves, or should I be a man and take this on myself and fight this monster myself? A decision, nonetheless, that's going to change everything in his life. And we're finally going to get that story unfold. So yeah, discover Edwin's story and dive deeper into the world of Something's Killing the Children with this Scarlet story arc from House of Slaughter. Yeah, I recommend it. Put it on your pull list. It's on my pull list. And now, last but not least, Berserker number 9 will be here. Now, Berserker number 9 is the final arc for Keanu Reeves and Matt Kindt. This record-shattering series that came out, which is soon to be adapted to Netflix, which is another reason why it's a hot series and everybody's up on it. But nonetheless, it's still a good series and a great read. Number 9 is starting the final arc leading up to the end of the series, because it's a 12-issue series. It's at 9, and 9 starts the final arc of the series. And there's going to be a lot of revelations, a lot of reveals unfolding, shocking reveals, and more of explanations to his origins and how his origins leading up to the conclusion. And it's going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be epic. So you don't want to miss this story arc starting on issue number 9. That's coming out in June. Berserker number 9. Check it out. It's going on my pull list. Is on my pull list. Berserker. Put it on your pull list. It's something that you don't want to miss. And just for kicks, shits, and giggles, we have old school mentions. Yeah, I want to do a little bit of old school mentions, because in June we have 2 old school comics coming back again for a big reveal and a big show and tell, saying, hey, do you remember me? And you could say, no, I don't remember you, don't like it, which is why I forgot. But nonetheless, Spawn number 1 is coming out again with a 30th anniversary blank sketch cover, which I think is super cool to get a Spawn number 1 blank sketch cover because, I mean, yo, why not? You want to get a Spawn blank cover, do some art on it, or get a sketch on it. It'd be super cool, yo. I think it's a real cool idea that they re-releasing Spawn #1 as a 30th anniversary blank sketch cover. So, yeah, pull it, pull it, pull it. And how many of you remember Cyberforce? Cyberforce #1. Yes, this is the super old school mention right here. Cyberforce #1 is coming out with a 30th anniversary commemorative edition. Yes, and it's by Top Cow's co-founder Mark Silvestri. And Silvestri, I'm sorry I'm butchering it, but man, I remember buying this. I have one in my collection, a Cyberforce #1. I'm pretty sure you could probably go and find a Cyberforce #1 laying in a dollar bin somewhere. But if you don't, that's fine. I mean, they're coming out with a commemorative 30th anniversary edition of Cyberforce #1, which I think is super cool. It's nostalgic, brings back memories, of this first appearance of the Cyberforce team, which included, let me get this right. It included Ripclaw, Velocity, Impact, Ballistic, and Striker, I think. And yeah, that was the team, and it was super cool in the 90s, and nothing says 90s like those names, I tell you that. Striker, Ballistic, Heatwave was the other one. That was his name. Heatwave, Velocity. Yeah, all that just spits 90s galore. I think the only thing more 90s than Cyberforce was X-Force #1. I think that's it. Yeah, and yo, that's my pull list. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Yo, go ahead and grab any of those stuff that you saw that I mentioned in this pull list video. Go and grab them. Or go to coffeeandacomic.com. Follow him on Instagram at coffeeandacomic. Yo, check out his store. Buy whatever you want. Or start a pull list and stay up on your FOC so you don't feel FOMO. If I said that right. Yeah, I hope I said that right. Yeah, so yo, start a pull list. And if you go there and you order any comics, man, use my special code, Collect Them All, for 10% off your order. It doesn't get any better than that. I'm glad that I have this so I can give it to you so you can get great comics at a great price. Boom! See you later!
It's my life.